Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video and supporting my channel. This is a reading for the sign of Capricorn. The card shows the sign that I'm going to read for. Like literally, I was about to shuffle the deck and then... Okay. We'll read for Capricorn then. Not the most... Capricorn. Don't worry about my face, just pay attention to the cards. Nine of Swords. You're very worried about something. Okay, or this could be someone who's worried about you, but there's somebody here who hasn't gotten much sleep for the last few days or maybe weeks. It's been an ongoing issue. Worried, sleepless nights, anxiety, maybe depression for some of you. Something is keeping you up at night, Capricorn. What is this? Ace of Swords, clarity. Okay. Okay, I think somebody wants to have a conversation. A very serious talk, peaceful talk. And the goal is to reveal the truth. The goal is to get... this is not some kind of what do you call this? It's not an argumentative interaction. Oh my gosh, investigate. This is not someone who's investigating. I keep saying the word, I keep thinking of the word intrusive, but I know that's not the right word. It's, you know, when somebody investigates a problem or an issue, they don't want to come across as belittling or demeaning, or even to the point of intimidating. This person, whoever wants to have a serious talk, they just want to get a word with you. They want to put down the sword. They don't want to fight. So this could be between a man and a woman, okay? Because we have the Emperor. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, or the head of the household, or maybe a department leader, a supervisor, a manager. But I think the feminine energy is the one who doesn't want to have a very serious discussion. This feminine energy doesn't want to have a very demeaning conversation, you know. Interrogative, there you go, that's the right word. The feminine energy doesn't want to have an interrogative way of interaction. I think this is the Nine of Swords. This is where the Nine of Swords is coming from. This is where this anxiety is coming from. She doesn't want to come across as feisty or interrogative, okay? But she still wants to uncover the truth. She still wants to discover and find solution to this problem. But we all know what the Emperor is capable of. You know, this is a boss that you don't want to mess up with. After all, this is the Emperor. So you could be dealing with a relationship issue between someone older and an older man and a younger woman. So maybe this is a relationship between a father and a daughter, or an older brother and a younger sister. Or maybe in a case of a relationship, this could be between lovers, ex-lovers, or I don't think this is a friend, or this could also be a landlord who's keen on, you know, telling you off. But at the same time, this younger feminine energy is like, okay, I'm just gonna do what you want me to do, but just so you know, this is the truth. I didn't put a I didn't drill holes on the wall to hang my my posters, or to hang my artwork. I didn't do that. There's already Maybe you didn't pay close attention to when you rented out the room or the house to me, but the holes are already there. And I just, I just hanged my stuff. That is the truth. I don't want to sound interrogative and I don't want to sound argumentative. This is, we're all for peace. So, but it's like you're taking the side of this emperor, but you also don't want to come across as a bit of a doormat, because the Queen of Swords is a very intellectual feminine energy, very witty, very intellectual. She's not someone that you can mess up with by twisting information. So, but she also wants to make sure that everything is done in a peaceful manner. Okay? And after all, you're a Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn as well. We're quite grounded when it comes to the things that we do. That's what our signs are for. But we can be very stubborn, hard-headed, but we're grounded because we're earth sign. But obviously it doesn't show up, in the same manner. A Capricorn sun is not the same as a Capricorn rising, and a Capricorn moon is different as well. And a double Capricorn has a different way of doing things. But the feminine energy here is grounded, but at the same time it keeps her awake at night. Something here is keeping you awake at night, and it has something to do with this emperor. So this could be a spouse, an older spouse, an ex, maybe a landlord, someone who has a power over you, because they're coming up here as the emperor. So let's go ahead and seek clarification with our quartz, with our clear quartz. And did I tell you that I have a feather from a seagull? So I don't know. When I see feathers, it's like there's a message for me. So anyway, going back, give me clarity about the emperor. What is this about? Who is the emperor? Is this your boss? Close. This could be a sign of being close-minded, okay? Very firm on their decision making, like, oh, this is how I want it to be done. The only color that I want is yellow. This could be what the coffin is about, like very close-minded, very strict when it comes to their way of doing things. You cannot bargain. Everything is a close deal. The price is set for $100 or $50. You cannot bargain, okay? It does. Now, I don't know. Maybe some of you are dealing with death or a funeral of another person. Let's go ahead and clarify what is the coffin about. The emperor and the coffin. Because I feel like this is something is closed off. Something is closed and it's done. Because they're the official person. Like, it's done. This is the official person. It's done. It's done. This is the final boss. I think maybe this is the reason why you Capricorn, you're like, okay, I'm sorry, but can I just tell you the truth? Can I tell you, am I allowed to speak up? Again, you can't just simply put the Queen of Swords on the side. This is someone with an intelligent tongue. So you could be a Capricorn with an Aquarian energy. Maybe you're Libra and Gemini at the same time. Moon, Sun, Venus, I don't know, rising. But there is a man here who's trying to subdue you. They're closed off with, they don't want to bargain. They don't want to have an interaction. They don't take no for an answer. As I said, something is closed off. Maybe a close-minded person, because they're the officially elected person in this, whatever this is that you're dealing with. Maybe this is the father of your kids, and they're the main provider, or they're the boss. They don't want to, they're the end decision maker. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. The end decision maker is the emperor. And I think something here is keeping you awake at night, because maybe you cannot talk to them. It's hard to reason out with them. They're very, There's this very big energy with this masculine energy. I don't know who this is. I'm not saying they're bad, okay? Just imagine someone who resists. Yeah, there is a masculine energy here that you cannot resist. They have power over you. Maybe this is an older brother, an older spouse, or a spouse who has power over you. Maybe an ex as well, or maybe a father. Okay, maybe your brother, maybe your father doesn't want you to do something, and you've been trying to not argue, you've been trying to tell them that this is my decision, I have to do what is right for me. But your dad is telling you, no, I want you to stay close to the family. I don't care if you have your own money and have your own business. You're not going to move to overseas. You're not going to move to another state. You're not going to move to a different country, or even to the farthest street in this town. That is my decision. Closed off. We're not going to argue about this. You're not going to reason out with me. The bargaining is done. I'm the boss here in this family. Maybe this is in a work situation as well. But again, you Capricorn, because I don't know who's the Capricorn here. But the Nine of Swords is on your side. So I think you are the Queen of Swords here. You're all for peace. You're all for peaceful bargaining and reconciliation. You don't want to argue, but your sword is ready. Your sword is ready. You're holding the sword down, which means I don't want to put up a fight. I respect you. I respect you as my boss, my supervisor, my older colleague or senior colleague. I respect you as my older brother. I respect you as my spouse, fiance, boyfriend, father of my kids, dad, grandfather. But this is my take. And again, you're a very intelligent person here, but you're all for peace. So don't take yourself for granted as well. Do not even look down on yourself. You know the information that you have. Okay, you know that, but it's keeping you up at night. Maybe because it's going to result to some kind of a huge mess. Okay, that's why it keeps you up at night. A bit of anxiety, a bit of worries here. What exactly are we talking about? What is this? What is this for Capricorn? Oh my gosh. Look, the Queen of Swords has a King of Cups under. But somebody wants to offer a peace. Somebody wants to offer peace. Okay, I misunderstood this. Because I was thinking this is like, because obviously it's a Queen of Swords, it's a feminine energy. But then at the same time, the Queen of Swords represents a talk, an important conversation. But I think, okay, let me correct what I've been talking about for the last 13 minutes. I think somebody here doesn't want to talk anymore. Somebody is done, as in done. Done, as I said, you cannot bargain with the Emperor. Capricorn, you could be the Emperor. You could be a female Capricorn, but with an energy of an Emperor. Like, I don't want to talk anymore. I am done. I've signed the divorce papers. I'm gonna take the kids. I don't want to have a child. I want to have tubal ligation. I want to go ahead with this in vitro fertilization. I want to go ahead with this divorce. I want to separate. I'm done. But you're giving the Nine of Swords to this person who wants to offer peace. I think there is a water sign who wants to have a talk. They want to have a conversation, but they're in a Nine of Swords energy. And this is something, another water sign, another Pisces. What is this exactly? Tell me about the King of Cups. Yeah, they want the water sign wants to set things right. They want to put everything in order for the sake of this relationship, for the sake of this happiness, for the sake of your Ten of Cups. I think there's something here, maybe a relationship. As I said, I think the other one doesn't want to proceed with this connection, if this is a marriage or whatever this is. But the King of Cups, there is a water sign who wants to offer. I can hear the word remorse. They now have remorse. Now it's up to you if you want to give them a second chance. But they want to set things right. They want to correct their mistakes. This is for both of your Ten of Cups, for your family, for your connection. They've learned their mistakes. They've learned their mistakes. Ah, okay. So this is not bad after all. Tell me about the Emperor, because I think the Capricorn is now the boss. The Emperor. Okay. Okay. You're willing. Okay. I think you're willing to have a peaceful interaction. Okay, you're willing to have a peaceful interaction. I think you're going to consider this. You're going to consider the water sign. That's good, because I feel like, because as I said, the Capricorn can be very stubborn. So it was very difficult for me to understand who has the Nine of Swords energy. But then I realized, I think we as Capricorns, we can be very hard-headed. So that makes sense why you are the Emperor rather than the Queen of Swords. But the energy can be, you can interchange it. So take whatever energy resonates with you, because we cannot guarantee which one is yours or not. So something here is going to get better. Okay, that's the end of the reading. There could be a reconciliation with someone from the past. There could be a reconciliation for the sake of children as well. Okay. There's peace here. Nine of Pentacles. There's peace. Something here, I feel heavy. Something is heavy. I don't know what it is. My God, maybe it was the coffee. Yeah. You're going to have a peaceful talk. I think it's going to start with a talk. I don't want to jump too early. I mean, I don't want to conclude that it's going to end up in something serious or long-term or marriage. Who knows? But both of you are willing to talk, okay? And even you as a hard-headed Capricorn, you're willing to give it another go. Yeah, they're very worried. Okay. Okay. There's marriage here. I think this person could be attached to another person. Maybe they're still married, or they can be considering marrying you. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a marriage here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're willing to fight for this connection. They're willing to put up a fight for this union. I have to say this. They're willing to put up a fight for this connection. Maybe you were married before and then Capricorn decided to end things. As I said, somebody decided to just cut. But then again, what I'm seeing here is Capricorn, you're willing to bargain. You're willing to talk for the sake of peace. And there is a man who's very worried about this union, and eventually there is going to be a union. There is going to be a union for the sake of peace. The love is still there for both of you. The love is still there. In fact, both of you wants to have this very serious conversation. So good luck and God bless.